Hello everyone, I call myself Zondagskind and I like to play Ostriv, and for those of you who do know Civ and Town of Salem or other games I've played and don't know Ostriv, it's a really nice and relaxing game made by a developer in Ukraine called Yevhen, based in Kharkiv, and who did also have to who had to flee from the war in Ukraine when it initially started. And despite that, the game is still seeing updates. Just this Friday, it just so happened, there was an update, a patch 2 to the Alpha 5 version. I genuinely wasn't aware that was going to happen, but that's great because I wanted to start a game to celebrate that we got to 200 subscribers. So let's open a new game, and I hadn't played with the version that has Iron Ore yet, and there is sadly only one map where we could play for that. So let's go for the map number 2, and so this is where we are spawned on a blank slate, although not entirely blank, partly because I do have to find my bearings what the keys are again, because the game has decided that it's going to spawn travelers from this location, so I actually can't place my starting camp on this side of the river. So we have the southern side of the river here to work with, and there's one very interesting here, which is the iron ore deposit. So at some point we will want to deal with that, and it would be kind of a fine location in terms of being like central on the map for my city center, but I don't like this big slope, and I actually want to do something a bit different. I've been watching the playlist of Patmos, who is also playing on this map and who started out his city over here. So I deliberately want to move a bit farther away from that, just so it, despite being on the same map, they should look like different cities altogether. And I'm kind of liking this area to be like my real city center, but of course we can't build there yet. Just looking, okay. They come from this side of the map, right? And then maybe they move through this clearing, then they find out there's a river here, and then I feel like this is a nice little sheltered corner, and so I think that is where you would set up your camp to then start building your city. I don't think this is where you'd want to place it if you were to min-max it, but I feel like thematically, coming over from this area, you would, because there's your spawn, basically, you would move here, and then, yeah, I'm liking this area. To start building, you definitely want to be near woods. I feel like you definitely want to be near these reeds to start getting your thatcher up. And for the rest, I feel like it makes sense to be, like, near the river for sure. And, of course, they don't know yet, probably, that they want to include this iron ore in their city. So I feel like this is a fine location. So first thing you do is place your camp. Your settler camp. So that's there. Oh, also I completely forgot that the time was already running. That's a mistake. Anyway, so it's March 7021. And we're in the Ukrainian countryside trying to make this village work for ourselves. So the first thing we need to do is get a forestry so that we can get some wood. So that is over here. There are actually a couple of things which I hadn't played with yet, which came in the new alpha patches. But the very first thing we need is a forestry, which we can place, I guess, over here. It does make sense. So we will do that. There is a bit of uneven terrain, and this game is a little like sensitive to that, to uneven terrain. But that's because otherwise it wouldn't be able to render these buildings nicely. Usually buildings don't have this problem of like seeming to float in midair. So maybe I can fix that also by doing something like this. Yeah, I think that looks nice. Okay. Just... sorry, still a little rusty. It has been a while since I played this game, but I just like it so much. Okay, so we'll place that forestry, and our villagers who just settled here will start to work on that. Sorry if you're used to city building games and you feel like I'm talking about too much of the detail. But, yeah, my mainstay game is Civ. So, this, usually you just settle down with the settler and the entire city gets built for you. But, this is where, I like going into the minutia. I think I will, speed it up a bit because we're just going to, watch this forestry get built. And after that, we'll worry about the other things we would like in our city. So, let's go. Yeah, we have a mayor who is Andriy Kalinyuk. But, for now, he's just, watching this forestry get built. So you could see that the workers needed to take some time to rest. Sometimes, obviously, when they have their homes, they need to eat and stuff. And now we have our forestry, so we can start thinking about the other things we need. Definitely, we need a clay pit. So let's place that somewhere where there is actually some clay. And probably this makes some sense to place it close to the forestry for now. So we'll do that, and then we'll plan the homes. Okay, so I took a bit of time to plan here. Basically, I'm making a square of 8 houses. That's how many can fit, like, in this nice little structure. And then I need one more house besides that. That works. Okay. Oh, and it wants me to place some decoration. Well, what we can definitely do is place a bench. And we shall do that over here. That looks nice. Okay, so the game asked me to make some decoration, so I decided to make this little benchy area and stuff. So, seems okay. Now, let's finally start building all the stuff. And there's the clay pit. Now they will use that to start making these houses. One thing we should also think of is that the villagers need water aplenty. So we'll make some water wells along the way as well, and make some benches so that the people working on the houses right now have somewhere to rest. And this is what I love about the game so much. I usually even just do it in normal speed, where they go like this. But obviously that would be torture for YouTube. I do it like this for YouTube, so that at least it goes by a little quickly. Just that little faster. And soon we will see our first family go into this house. Because right now they're all in tents, but they want to be out of their tents by the time that we get to our winter. And I should let all the men work here. Oh, and I actually made a huge mistake. I forgot to actually let some people work in the forestry. Yeah, you can tell that I've been a bit rusty here. So I need to get rid of these workers, because I forgot all about the fact that I don't have any more planks. And that's setting us back quite a bit for the... I just need wood, I presume, right now. My mistake. It had been a while since I played Ostriv, so I forgot that I had to actually activate the workers there. You can also see that the walkways slowly lose their grass, and that these kind of, yeah, we'd call them literally translated elephant paths in Dutch, start to spring up. You can also make paved roads now in this patch, but obviously you need stone for that, and that's a ways away. But here comes our first house. There we are, the first house. And it is occupied by Andriy Kalinyuk, who is, if I remember correctly, our mayor as well. He sure is, so it makes sense that he has the nicest house in here. He can get a lot of food on his plot of land. And I'm doing that just so I don't need to get a farm straight away. And we can live off our villagers' crops for a little bit longer. So Andriy Kalinyuk lives here with his wife, Nastasia Kalinyuk. who is currently unemployed. But then she will have a bunch to do here with the farming in her own little house. The forestry is working now with 3 men and a 4th for hire eventually. And they're mostly working on these woods we've also marked for removal by placing houses there, which they should be working on right now. So they go into the woods, they chop down a tree, and then there are 2 logs, if I remember correctly, and there's the house of the Zhichar family, Svirit Zhichar, who works in the forestry, and his wife Dobroslava, unemployed currently. And now they're going to work on this house. The other neighbors of our mayor. Also, we do have enough thatch for this leg. And you can see that the tents that the families are from start to disappear. But at some point we will want to think about a thatchery. Can I actually do that right next to our... Where is it again? Thatchery. Over here, thatchery. Can't build on water. Makes sense. It does need just a land place to sit. We'll just build it over here near our near the actual thatch. This makes some sense. And I do actually want to pull that up just a bit, because I feel confident that we can get through these houses. No, actually, we'll do it after the houses. And the other thing that we will need fairly soon is the carpenter, if I remember correctly. Carpenter. Cowshed, dairy. Carpentry, yeah. Wagons and plows. No, that's not what I meant, actually. It's the smithy, I think, which makes nails. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, smithy. Will soon come over. Yep. Over here. Like this. And this is the house of the Ostapenkos, Bogdan, who works in the forestry, and Olesia. And I love this little campfire, where some of the women mostly, but also some of the men working, are sitting to rest. I don't know what I'm doing here, it was my friend's idea. I like these little messages. They give the characters some extra character. Another house is complete. It is the house of the Miroshnichenko, Kirilo and Nelia with their 6-year-old daughter Motria. Good on them. And I just love how every house is also slightly unique. Now especially because we've kind of had to work our way around the hill. But even within this little square, the houses are quite different. And the chimney is in a different place. There's different kind of porches, where the wood is and where the clay parts are. I really, really like that. So it's August now. We still need to get 5 families into homes, which I think is still doable. But we do need to get a move on. 4 more. So again, there should be a family moving out of a tent. It is the Danilenkos. Yeah, this tent is going to be moved. I lost a little bit of time at the start, I think, because I didn't pause. And I definitely lost a little bit of time with the lack of wood at the start. which has now been solved thanks to the valiant work of the foresters. They do also still need to chop down 8 woods for this house, which they are doing right now. Only 7 more trees to go. This is going up at a rapid pace. So there is the village house for the Perets family, which also has 2 children. So yeah, they really didn't want to sit in the snow, of course. So on to the next house. Meanwhile, these people are also growing their own stuff. I wish it was easier to see what they were actually growing, but that's fine. You can also see, I think, that these people, because they moved in later, have not grown as many crops. Because they just didn't have the time to sow them in when it was sensible. And there's another house. The Sheremet family. Sheremet? I don't know. It's October. 2 more houses to go. And I think by the way that this is going to spoil in a longer time, you can see that the mayor's family has grown marrow, horseradish, and beetroot, whereas they have grown beetroot, cucumbers. And soon we will start to get our markets up and try and buy off of our villagers. But that will be for the 2nd year, I think. First we want to get ourselves set up here. Try and finish this by the end of October, please. Because I don't want to be stuck in winter with 1 house incomplete. There's the house of the Litvinets. Sorry, Ukrainian names are unfamiliar to me for a bit. So when I see a new name, I'm like, what is that? But Vsevolod Litvinets works in construction, and Margarita Litvinets currently is still unemployed. The women will have their first job in the thatchery. Or was it again? Over there. The game is also telling me now that I need to build a thatchery soon. Well, we will be working on that relatively soon. There's the roof structure, and now we should see the thatch go up pretty soon, I guess. Yes, no, still some nails to do, some wood to put in. More of the roof structure going up. And then this should be the thatching. Yep, there it is. And that's the family Zubenko, Zachar, and Christina. So now we have all the houses complete, and I'm going to build at least the initial housing in blocks like these, so you can already see where the next block of houses is going. The game is already telling me to build a farm relatively soon, which we shall, and to build more houses to attract new citizens. So let's already place them. Okay, so I've planned for my next block of houses to be built. As you can see, I can't really make a perfect grid with this, but that's also part of the charm, I think, of Ostriv. I think already I'm being a little mathematical about how to place these houses, but I do like a bit of blockiness, and we will just do it as well as we can. There's the thatchery, where we can employ, for now, all the women. And right as we do that, the snow is setting in. Winter is coming. Brace yourselves. There's the smithy. You can try to employ some people over there. And before we can get any citizens in, we need a market. Which, for now, we can just do over here. Next to one of the houses. We'll employ a... Oh, you can hire children. Interesting stuff. Sure. And for now, I think you can... We don't have anything stocked here, right? So I actually need to get a granary first, I think. Which can buy off of the people. And then, assuming we could just use what you have, we could sell maybe peas. Let's see. Onions. Some horseradish and beetroot. Horseradish and beetroot. And our smithy requires fuel, namely charcoal. So we need a charcoal pile, I guess. And this is all uneven terrain. Not ideal. This works. Okay, we'll just have one charcoal pile for now. It's not ideal, it's a little far from the smithy, but yeah, maybe once we really get into some expansion, I'll try and retool how this industrial area looks as well. For now, we'll just build a granary, because then we can start selling food off of what the villagers are growing. And then hopefully we can attract new visitors. There's the granary. So, interesting. Buy from locals. Oh, nice. I like this. Buy from the local producers, please. And we'll have couple people working here. Yeah, and they're already filling up very nicely. Okay, that's great. In that case, we can actually set the market stall here as well. And whatever isn't being sold over here, we can sell here. Apples. How do you like them apples? We can sell pumpkins over here. Wow, that optimization was really nice. A lot less of a hassle here to say, okay, get yourself some carrots. And I also want just women in here. And what else do we have here? Honey. Honey. My carts are wearing out. Build a carpentry to repair them. Okay, we'll do that in the next year. But now we have enough food for sale. Let's get the first house that actually gets an immigrant in. That should be good for us. And we'll already place a carpentry as well. Carpentry here. So this is amazing. We're already selling stuff. I like it a lot. We will have to work on this soonish, but for that we actually need to build a what is it again? It's under government. We need a town hall soonish, which we shall. It's a pretty expensive building, but it is useful. But first, let's get that new house. There we go. So there's a new house available for people to move into. And with that, I think it's a nice time to make a cut. It's February of 7022, the second year of this little settlement. Let me know down in the comments what you would like this to be called. I was thinking maybe something like Nedelnivka, because I think that's like Sunday in Ukrainian, and then with the ending Ivka, which is common in Ukraine as far as I know. So I think that could be a cool name, but if you have better ideas, then do let me know. Basically, you have this band near a forest, near a peninsula, and over here there's iron. So that's something you might want to work with in terms of the naming. In any case, if you like our little settlement, then you should definitely like this video. If you don't like it, then leave your comment. And if you want to know when 7022 is going to come online on my channel, then you should subscribe and ding the bell, and we will see you then. Bye bye.